So today we're going to be talking about some popular media that's not in the US. If you've watched the Chemistry Productions YouTube channel and gone to the update section, you'll see I talked about going into global media because we're all connected via the internet. And for today's popular media, we're going to be focusing on the group Blackpink, which is a South Korean music group or a K-pop group. Blackpink is making history by being the first female K-pop group to perform at Coachella in Indio, California this year. Last year, a member of this group named Jennie released a song called Solo, and it peaked at #1 on the Korean K-pop 100 chart. Right now it sits at #4. The song Solo basically talks about a woman who is disappointed in her romantic relationship and she decides to go solo or be single. Specifically, there was one part in the song that caught my attention, and it's actually said multiple times. And that's when Jennie says, "This is not a touching love story. No romance, no sincerity." I actually wanted to hone in on this topic of romance and how bad romance can lead someone to be single. According to some researchers, romance is a central part of many people's lives, specifically women and young girls. It's actually a gender stereotype in the US that women or girls are missing something if they don't have a man or a partner. Fun fact, in the US, even though the number of single women is increasing, they're still judged based off if they're married or if they're in a relationship. In fact, women's primary identity, if they're straight that is tied to whether or not they have a man. US media has often been criticized by how they represent romance and what a woman needs in order to be complete. In media representations of traditional romance in the US, men are supposed to be dominating, controlling, and violent. So women who subscribe to this traditional idea of romance might find that more sexy or attractive. But women who like a man who's more dominating and controlling can oftentimes find themselves in a more abusive relationship. But traditional romance has this idea that you only have one true love, or that love conquers all. So a woman that's in an abusive relationship, she might feel that by caring for her partner so much, she can bring him around because love conquers all. Subscribing to traditional romance can lead to depression or suicidal thoughts or suicidal attempts in women. Let's take for example the thin ideal. Now this is an idea that women who are thinner can attract more romantic partners. But as I've said in a previous video, this might apply more to white women because black women and Latino women are seen as more attractive usually when they're curvier. So maybe there's the curvy ideal? Anyways, not having a certain body type could lead women to being depressed or having dissatisfaction with their body or self-objectifying themselves. One last point I wanted to make about romance is how it applies to girls. A study by Solar found that girls who experience romance inauthenticity oftentimes are depressed, or they might have suicidal thought or suicidal attempts. Romance inauthenticity is when someone's idea of romance doesn't match up with how their relationship is going. Thus we go back to Jennie and Solo. Maybe her idea of romance didn't work out, so her solution was to be single. And you know what? Being single is not necessarily a bad thing. Someone can find out more about themselves, and we should stop judging women based off if they're in a relationship or not. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Chemistry Productions YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
Chemistry Productions.